Hello everybody, witches and all. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Eerie Covenant. Sorry it's a little dark in here, but I wanted to share some experiences I've been having, and you know, someone else out there could be experiencing this, and I wanted to kind of go over it and let everybody know what these spirits are, what they can do, and they can also be beneficial to our magic. A lot of people look at them in a negative aspect. However, like people, there are good and there are bad spirits. Doesn't matter what kind they are. So, this may also be a bit graphic for kids, so 18 plus, please. I'm a little nervous. I'm usually very personal, and these are personal experiences. I'm talking about with an incubus. Incubi and succubi, they are sex spirits. Some people look at them as sex demons. And there isn't really much out there about them. But I wrote down a few things that I know about them, and I'm going to share my experiences with you. My poor cat wants to come in. Can you hear her crying? Okay. A lot of witches or sorcerers have chosen to have a spirit wife or husband, which they are sometimes called. And normal spirits as well can be used for this. Anyway, and if you are that mastered in your practice to conjure, banish, and control them, and that is what you want, then I hear it can be a great relationship. A lot of people have said that it's been a great experience for them, very exhilarating. And, sorry. The fact that they can be jealous or possessive over their lovers is one of the more negative things about them. Is it possible to have sexual relationships with a spirit? Yes. Do incubus and succubi exist? Yeah. Is it always a bad thing? No. Can it be? Yes. If the person is not consenting, and we've all heard about times someone wasn't consenting and was hurt by these entities, which that's really sad. I feel bad for those people. Especially if they're not witches and they can't, you know, they don't banish or believe in magic. But it doesn't make it any less real. So not all spirits are demons in this matter. I've had a couple experiences with an incubi. Last night was one of them, which gave me the idea for this video. I found out his name finally last night. Names have power, so I have to keep that to myself. I do not believe he's harmful to me, but is possessive and a trickster, so I will be banishing him. My first encounter with him was about a year ago. It was just after a bad breakup with my ex, and I was absolutely devastated by that situation, as one is. So, in this dream, the incubi took my ex's form, but all of his body was too perfect. That was the first red flag. Everybody has flaws, but it was almost like it was a more enhanced version of him. Sorry. Our flaws are what make us who we are and beautiful individually. So I kind of knew, okay, I'm dreaming. But I'm a highly skilled lucid dreamer and skilled in dream work. But I had no control over this one. and it wasn't like a dream. It was so real as I'm holding my phone right now. So I wrote down a few tips to remember about that dream I wanted to share. One, it was so real and vivid, as if I was awake, which I just said. Two, he created a seductive scene he knew I would like. And I'll explain that when I explain the dream. Three, he was in the form of someone I knew and knew I would be more consenting to. And four, every time during the sexual session, I would think, oh no, something ain't right here. I would go to look at it, and as soon as my eyes would meet his, it was like I would go back into this trance state and just forget about my alertness. 5, the sensations are not like sex as we know it, but very intense, all over, and something alluring, exciting, and very pleasurable. And 6, he tricked me, yes, but hurt me, not at all. So those being said, I just wanted to kind of see if anybody else, has experienced this. Them are a few signs, if your dream was very vivid, sex dream to be exact, and, you had these signs, let me know in the comments. Well, it started where I was on a boat, a little boat, like ones that they would use back in the Victorian era. Sorry. And it was kind of in the middle of a forest on a river. It was a beautiful forest too. It was like very enchanting and beautiful. I remember it, just the whole scenery making me in an awe-like state. And I looked over and there was my ex. I'm not going to say his name. Sorry. Kind of twerks me still. But anyway. Of course it began how normal sexual encounters do. And I remember it started with oral sex. And every time, like I said, I would kind of think something ain't right. I would look down and he would look at me and I would kind of just fall into this trance state of like extreme pleasure. And I think it got dark at one point as well after the encounter. It's like the forest just disappeared. Because after that, I'm pretty sure you can guess what happened next. And sorry, it's a bit embarrassing. When I woke up, I remember being terrified. It had felt like I had actually had sex. And I remember wondering, what the hell happened? What is this thing? And it really kind of floored me that it could know things that I would want or like, and a surroundment that I would like, down to every detail it noticed. So I was kind of mind blown, like, so that being said, we'll get to my encounter last night. It was again tricky by his actions of taking my fiance's form, my present fiance. But there were 2 others almost competing to have this encounter with me. As flattered as I am, I do not like the other 2. They seem more menacing than this one. But I did have a sexual encounter with the one that looked like my fiance, with no suspicions this time. Not until I woke up. And this will be the 3rd or 4th sexual dream I had with this entity this year. He creates worlds or things he knows will excite me. This is so he can kind of trick me and I won't have any idea about it till I wake up and I'm like, wait a minute. Last night we were in the store in the back aisle and we got caught by someone that worked there but kept going with our personal business. And yeah, what can I say? It was exciting. I'd never do that in the waking world, but, you know, everybody has fantasies or something they'd be excited about. They incline you to consent to it. So if he doesn't hurt me, why am I banishing him? Well, I have a fiance and I'm a loyal person. You have to understand this is real. These encounters are real. And two, I don't like being tricked in a way that's not consent. You know, he hasn't physically or really violently harmed me, but tricking me, I do not like or agree with. 3, he is a possessive spirit. That can put your loved one in danger, your partner, because if they're jealous or possessive, they can go after them and attack them spiritually, psychically, sometimes even physically. I've heard of it happening, and I'm a little bit scared of that. And 4, more coming. I'm not scared like I was the first time it happened. When I woke up that first time, like I said, I was terrified. And I think what terrified me more that first time was the fact that I actually liked it. I enjoyed it. Like I said, it is a lot different than our physical world when we have sex. Very intense feeling that is undescribable. Pure ecstasy, really. So it does need to be addressed. Some people have wonderful relationships with these spirits, others not so much. But if you choose, it can be exhilarating to have a relationship with them. Just know you must always be prepared as a witch for anything. Always be doing and willing to understand things of the unknown to the closed-minded. Be able to protect yourself and be prepared at all times to banish or know what you're dealing with and what you're doing. That's if you choose to have one of these relationships. The other day I saw a post on Facebook, somebody asking in a group I'm in, you know, how to conjure a succubus. And I told them and warned them, you know, you call upon it, you have to be prepared to banish if needed later, and you have to know what you're doing, what you're calling upon, what kind of spirit they are, what kind of power they hold. And also it's good to know what kind of power they can hold over you and what you can over them. It's important stuff, guys. You can have a relationship with these spirits, but know your shit if you choose to do so. And you can also use them in sex magic. Sex magic is a very powerful thing. I'll be doing a video soon about sex magic and how you can use it with your partner. But I will be doing a video on summoning and banishing spirits this week to kind of show you how to do it safely and how you can banish or get rid of an entity if need be. So what brings me to my point with this video is know what you're doing and what you're calling upon. It's okay to have a relationship with a spirit, but just know your shit when it comes to it. You really don't want a bad experience by calling up whatever and not knowing who it is. You need to know who you're calling, what you're calling. You just need to know and have that connection with the spirit realm. You know, it's kind of the same as working with other spirits, entities, and demons. You have to know that demon to know what you're dealing with. You have to know that spirit to know what you're dealing with. So I will be doing more on this later. Thank you for listening. And I guess I would like to know, has anybody else had an experience with a succubus or an incubus? If so, let me know down in the comments. Like, subscribe, and stay around for more informative videos from Eerie Covenant. Love and light to you all.